What's up, y'all? It's Attorney Terry Henderson Peden of the Law Group of THP. This is Parole Attorney TV, and today I want to give y'all another vantage point, something else to think about. And I want to talk specifically to the inmates themselves, especially some of y'all that might be on the cell phone right now. And in this video, I want to break down 7 signs or indicators that an inmate, a person might not be ready to make parole. Okay, I do a lot of advocating for you all. I do a lot of fighting for justice and fair review on your parole decisions and in the hearings. But, you know, we got to be real. I can only work with the ammunition that you give me. So if you give me a bunch of blanks and duds, then what you want me to do, how I'm going to pop a cap. You ain't gave me nothing but a cap gun, okay? So quit all that capping. So in this video, I'm going to give you 7 reasons and break down 7 things that I see from a parole attorney perspective that indicate that, hey, this person might have the means, they might have the family support, they for dang sure gonna have a bona fide attorney that's gonna get to know them, get to know the facts of their case and do what we supposed to do and go hard for them. But you can't shoot yourself in the foot. So let's break these down. First, catching cases. You already in prison, okay? And the biggest sign of this, and when this comes up in the parole hearing, is real simple. If you can't follow the rules in the institution, right, where we know where you at and we can keep you and keep an eye on you, then what makes you think that we believe you ready to go home and are going to follow the rules on the outside, where we can't keep as tight of an eye on you and we can't micromanage everything that you're doing? I'm saying we, but I ain't no police. Matter of fact, check out my shirt. We don't talk to police. I do sometimes, but I don't be snitching. Right? Put them on the stand. But anywho, yeah, if you down there catching cases, dude, you ain't ready to come home. So all of that old knick-knack, paddywhack stuff, it's people that have done 30, 40 years and haven't had a case in 30, 40 years, okay? So it's real hard to believe that you, little old you, can't stay out of disciplinary trouble for the year, 2 years, 18 months leading up to your hearing. That's unacceptable, and that's something that the parole board is going to look at extremely harshly for the reasons I just stated. Too much rationalizing. And also, yeah, whatever. I'm going to leave that one alone. Reason number two, you might not ready to be to make parole and come home. If you with a whole bunch of lying and con game, dude, knock it off. All of that, let's just get to insanity. Are you insane? If you're not insane, then cut that out. Redefine yourself. You know, you could be something other than everything got to have some type of game or some type of manipulation to it as well. You know, at a certain point, you're a grown man yourself. If you can't be real, you'll always find a reason or excuse to find yourself back in more trouble, okay? And then in terms of, like, I see this a lot as well. You want to take your responsibility for getting your parole plan together, your personal statement, you know, going in the law library and pulling halfway houses and doing applications. You want to put that on somebody else. Well, the people on the outside, they got lives. They got full-time jobs. So, again, you got to show that initiative. And I feel like a lot of that comes back down to, you know, a sense of manipulation, con, and lying and all of that. You know, I'm not going to go on the parole board and lie, okay? I don't like liars. I'm not going to lie to you. So if you're lying to me as your attorney, you know, I've seen it. I've had guys lie, dead in my face, lie to me, you know, write me whole letters lying like I'm not going to go pull the record. I'm going to pull the record. And when it doesn't add up, you know, I would be lying to you if I told you that didn't affect the way that I view you, you know? So you got to take that initiative within yourself. Number 3, the third sign that you might not be ready to come home is that you haven't put any effort into doing your programming. I've talked about this in prior videos. Programming is extremely important, okay? It's not just a certificate. It's not just something to do. It's not something that they don't look at. If you don't do programming and you've been in prison for X amount of years, they're going to ask what you've been doing with yourself. How have you changed yourself and developed? Now, if a person chooses to go through the program and do it insincerely, that's on them. You know, I think that there are things to gain because It's not just stuff that, you know, that program is free to you. On the outside, we got to pay money to go talk to a therapist and address our issues, whether that be anger, stress, a drug problem. That stuff ain't free. So if you got it right there, and that's the reason, a large part of why you in prison, then you need to take advantage of that. Because again, that's more ammunition for me, your attorney. In terms of like even something as simple as a GED, and to use that experience of being in prison constructively. You know, it's time. You can't get it back. So how are you using it? So if you haven't already, if you got your GED and taken some college and got you some skills and some vocation and some stuff that you can directly apply when you come home and eventually be able to go in business for yourself because you got a skill set and a trade, then I'm gonna tell you like this. You need to get your A word in that class. Get your ass in that class, okay? I'm talking to the inmate. I'm talking to you, okay? And if you a family member, loved one, take the message and relay it. Get your in that class, okay? The fourth reason or indicator that you might not be ready to go home. In certain states, for certain organizations, they have like gang renouncement programs. Now look, I'm not telling you whether or not to be a gangster or not, but I'm telling you in terms of your chances of making parole and how that's gonna affect you. They're gonna say, well, you're more loyal to your gang that got you in prison and in jail and everything else than you are to your friends and your family and your loved ones and your chance at freedom. So again, I'm not here to tell somebody to be a gang member or not be a gang member, but what I am saying is that if you choose to put that allegiance over a requirement for you to go through a program, well, you shooting yourself in the foot. You giving me cap bullets. You know what I'm saying? And also the implications of that. In certain states, like I know in Texas, if you're a member of a Hispanic gang or a white gang, then they'll, you know what I'm saying, make you go through the grad program. And if you, until you do that, you're locked in solitary confinement, you're G5'd, and you have no access to education or no other programming. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. Again, I'm not here to pass the judgment and tell you what to do. I'm just telling you the reality of the situation from what you coming to me for, which is your chance to go home on parole. Okay. Reason number 5 that you might not be ready to go home. The cell phones, man. Y'all on the phone. Now look, I ain't no dry snitcher. Okay. So I ain't gonna do all this and that, but I'm saying at least if you on the cell phone, use it constructively. If not, what you doing with it? For example, you got the cell phone, you want a parole attorney, but the parole attorney got to pull teeth to get your plans and your halfway houses and all of that. And you sitting there on the cell phone, what you doing? What you doing? You could send me a text with your personal statement then if you're going to do all of that. Do something. You know what I'm saying? You use constructively because that cell phone case is a major case. Am I lying? She over here, she was scared to say it. It's a very major case. It's grave. Okay? Now, so yeah, if you're going to use it, then use it for something constructive. And I don't recommend that you use it. I'm just saying that you grown, can't make a grown person do nothing. Okay? And then that ties into the sixth reason or indicator that a person might not be ready to go home or make parole. And is that they haven't put any effort into developing their plan for reentry. Okay. Now, our approach to parole is holistic. It's teamwork. We're going to work with you and your family members to get your plans and stuff together. But if you got, again, everybody else is working for you, but what are you doing for yourself? Okay. So take your tail to the law library and get your halfway house applications filled out and mailed in and get your acceptance letters and reach out to your family members and your brother and sister you ain't talked to in a couple of years. And you know what I'm saying? Make that thing right so we can get them letters in there and get those people to come show support in, because it does make a difference. It's a big difference in the eyes of a parole board between sending a person back to a community where they have absolutely no support. They have absolutely no resources, and a person who we're sending this person back to an environment where they have copious support. They got resources, they got backup plans, they got other things in place so that when life hits them and it's not exactly as you imagined it, that you don't have to fall into negative or potentially negative situations because you haven't properly planned for success. Okay. And this one, the last point or indicator a person might not be ready to make parole. Humility. Okay. Real talk. You've been gone for 7, 8, 10 years, even 2 years. As a man, and woman too, just as an adult, but I'm a man, so I'm speaking for men. You as a man feel like you need to play catch up, like you need to make up for time, like you need to overcompensate for your inability to provide over time. I get that. That's natural, right? But without a sense of humility and understanding, look, Rome wasn't built in a day. And if you truly take that to heart, get you, again, that same parole packet, that plan, how we coming with it, if you stick to this packet right here, you're going to be all right. You're going to be able to achieve your goals and do whatever it is that you want to do with your rest of your life outside of prison and criminality. But if you get out and feel like, man, I'm too good, I ain't trying to work in no fast food restaurant, well, you ain't going to never get to your step 2 because that's step 1, you know? And I say, even from my perspective, I graduated law school, became a lawyer at basically 31 years old. Over that time, man, I had to go through a whole bunch. You know what I mean? A lot of sacrifice, a lot of not having, a bunch of, you know what I mean? Like, man, I want to hoop and just ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Sacrifice to get to where I want to be. And even once I got to that point of becoming an attorney after going through years of law school and preparation leading up to it and just other trials and tribulations of life, even still, sometimes we feel like, man, I'm supposed to have more. But nah, I got to be humble. I got to find some gratitude within my situation and remember it's a process and keep your eye on your process. You know what I'm saying? Keep your blinders on because so many guys get out and 3, 6, 9 months later, they right back in there for something that they themselves will tell you, man, it was stupid. I should have never did that. I should have stuck to my program. I should have just been humble. I should have been more patient. So those things are absolutely imperative for enduring success. And in the converse, a lot of these things, you know, are indicative of people who might not make parole. And if they do make parole, it's not just get you out and then have you come right back and pay me again. Yeah, that's cool if you just want to keep paying me, but I want you to be successful because from my perspective, if you're successful, I'm successful. If you get out and succeed, that makes them have more faith in me as your attorney going to advocate for you because they know Peden gonna come with people who really got their stuff prepared and they really got a chance and they really serious about it because that's the type of work I do. So that's the type of cases and clients I'm looking for. And, you know, just take this stuff to heart. If you got any other suggestions or things you've seen, drop it in the comment. Our phone number, 334-544-9471. All our full contact is below. Y'all be blessed. Attorney Terry Henderson Peden, Parole Attorney TV. Peace.